The debate around kids and contact sport is back. Dr. Chris Nowinski, co-founder of the Boston Brain Bank and helped the NFL players win $1 billion in compensation for the head knocks. He says children under the age of 14 should not be playing contact sports. Former All Blacks and Warriors team Dr. John Mayhew is with us on this. John, morning to you.
Good morning.
Is he right?
No, I don't think he is. I think children have a very active life, and just to preclude one activity in their life would be, to me, a bit sort of overpowering. I mean, children do other things, mountain biking, they go down skateboard ramps and things like that, and they bang their heads in other ways. And I think we've got to minimise the number of head clashes that occur in all contact sports, but to ban it, I think, is over the top and not necessary.
What do we know about brain injury these days? I mean, so if you say 14, when you start at 14 and bang your head till you're 27 or whatever the case may be, have you got less chance of long-term damage as opposed to if you'd started when you were 7?
Yeah, well, most probably. We still don't know the exact correlation between the number of concussions and the resultant damage long term. We have to remember that most people who get concussed make a full recovery each time. And I think we've got to be careful when we see programs like we saw last night where famous ex-sportsman has a dementia-type process. It could be related to the head injury. It could be related to other things as well. Yeah. And I think we're doing a lot of good work to minimise head injury because we think that there could be a correlation. But it's not a direct correlation, and most people who have head injuries make a full recovery. But saying that, obviously, in the developing brain and the sort of adolescent years, the less trauma the brain, from general principles, must be, better long term. But we don't know the dose and we don't know the frequency. And to outlaw, rugby or rugby league or any other contact sport, to me, it seems too draconian.
What do you see if you're following the Warriors and the league at the moment? Is what they're doing around the high tackle, is that sort of thing what we need to do, and is that effective, do you think?
I think that's the prevention and management. I think it's a good idea. I think if you remember back about 7 or 8 years, the no-arms tackle was outlawed. There was a huge uproar, especially amongst the old rugby league players. This would ruin the game. And obviously it hasn't. We've forgotten about that now. And I think we need to make sure the head is sacrosanct. We see that in rugby and rugby league. And I think that's a move in the right direction. But I think we still have to take it into context. Most people who have head injuries make a full recovery, and most ex-sportsmen, who have dementia-like illnesses, they may not be related to the sport they played, a long time earlier.
Good stuff. Nice to catch up, John. Appreciate it very much. John Mayhew, former All Blacks and the Warriors team doctor, of course.